Compass FM, the Mayor of the Hurunui District. Good morning, Murray Black. Welcome to Compass FM.
Yeah, good morning, Kerry. Nice to be with you again.
It's really good to hear your voice too, Murray. Look, seriously, man, the weather up north is quite, well, it's devastating. But we've had that same sort of situation here in North Canterbury in regards to flooding not so long ago. You know, are they on a hiding to nothing, the council up in Auckland?
Well, it is very distressing to see so many people affected, and and I guess when you live in a large metro city like of Auckland, they, on an individual basis, but actually probably as a council basis, they probably manage stress like this in a different way than what we would, in the Hurunui district. But I do feel for them. I think that there is a lot of things happening all at once for them, and just by virtue, it just happens so quickly. I think is the other distressing thing for people. But I don't know. We're in a real period of change as far as weather patterns go. Totally unpredictable. It's interesting times.
It would look like New Zealand is now, if this carries on, and some of the experts are actually saying this, some Met Service people, meteorologists saying this, that this is basically going to be the new normal. That would tend to suggest that parts of the north are now going to have a monsoon season, similar to, I don't know, the islands and possibly Singapore. One of the things that we don't have to worry too much about in Hurunui district is a lot of concrete area. That's massive in the likes of Auckland, and the water just flows down this concrete into channels and into valleys and all sorts of things. But that does happen in Hurunui as well in regards to weather events, and we get lots of slips. Hey, I understand that there has been some slips yesterday, is that right?
Yes, certainly. For those familiar with the area, the Lake Sumner Road has had a massive effect as a bit of a weather bomb, really. And there is a significant portion of the Lake Sumner Road that has been taken out again, and the road is currently closed for public access. So, that's devastating. We've got farming families at the end of that road. There was to be an on-farm sale today. That's had to be cancelled. So, these things actually have an impact on personal lives and the ability for, farmers to actually function as they wanted to do. So I do feel sorry for them, and I know we will be doing our very best to actually manage that to support the families at the end of the road. But for the moment, that Lake Sumner Road is closed, and there is no on-farm sale today. So, that's at a different level to what Auckland's getting, but equally significant. It's
local, and that's what we're all about too. So, okay, so we had some bad news, weather, that sort of thing. Let's give it a bit of a positive spin on other bits and pieces. You've spent some time with the Youth Council. Tell us all about that.
Yeah, I did. I had the privilege alongside my two fellow councillors on the Youth Council, Councillor Dave Hislop and Councillor Robbie Burton, and we went down to Te Puna Wanaka, which is the Hurunui at Ara, the Polytech, for those of us that were in Polytech days, in Christchurch. The Youth Council was spent Friday night, and they finished up on Sunday night. But I went down, or the two councillors and myself went down on Saturday afternoon between 2 and 5 to support the Youth Council. They'd had a full induction, and we were looking at, when we were there, we were looking at life journeys and skills and values, and we did a mock sort of scenario of kind of looking at problem solving or using the art of inquiry and decision making, and to help the Youth Council to be the best they can be for this calendar year, where for our Youth Council. And there's some smart young people in the Youth Council for this 12-month period. So really looking forward to working with our young ones.
That is so cool. The leaders of tomorrow are in the Youth Councils of today. Nothing wrong with that at all. Okay,
100%.
Right.
Awesome.
Now there's a fair bit of activity going on with local government and with Three Waters and other bits and pieces. You guys will be getting your teeth stuck into all of this right now, won't you?
Yeah, look, we had a big day yesterday. We actually had a full council meeting yesterday and the usual agenda, but we did take a few hours out of our day to. This is really important on behalf of representing our district, looking at the water services legislation bill. So there's, we all submitted last year on the development of the entities, but this bill looks at the functions and powers to enable water services around rules, plans relating to compliance and enforcement. So really important that our district actually puts a submission in to reflect the desires of the community that we represent. So we did that yesterday, along with looking at this is a very long title, but it's called the Water Services Economic Efficiency and Consumer Protection Bill. So that really looks at establishing a water service commissioner who work within the Commerce Commission. So that's looking at sort of pricing and pricing of water charges and consumer protection provisions. So these are very high-level technical documents that, for many of us as lay people, quite difficult to unpick and understand actually what the impacts are. But we definitely, the submission needs to be in on the 17th of February, so haven't been given a whole lot of time, which seems to be the way of the world at the moment. But we definitely plan to put in a submission to try and reflect the thinking of our district, and our elected members had a really good discussion to actually develop that thinking, and we will speak to our submission when in due course, but I haven't got the dates around that. So, that was quite a big piece of work for us to be working through yesterday.
Absolutely. Have you met the new Minister for Local Government, Kieran McNulty?
Yes, I have. He actually, we were probably one of the first councils he did come to visit when he did a bit of a road tour. Oh gosh, that's probably maybe 5 or 6 months ago now. But I'm sure he'll want to get out and press some flesh again and meet up with some of his councils. It is about, building relationships and, taking the people with you. And, so we'll see what happens in that space, really. There's been a little bit of a jiggle of the seats from a government's perspective. So, we'll see how that works. Jiggling
of their feet. I love that. That's absolutely fantastic. Murray Black, Mayor of the Hurunui District. We'll have another chat to you next Wednesday. Keep yourself dry. I think you won't have to worry too much looking at the forecast about keeping dry, but for the next wee while in North Canterbury, it is going to be very, very warm with UV rays and all that sort of stuff. So we'll have a chat to you next Wednesday. Until then, go well.
Wonderful. Thank you, Kerry.
Compass FM.